Hey guys, it's Rudar here, and I found a matchup that's actually pretty hard to cyclone into. Arsham, DH, Boomy. The Boomy can cyclone me, so I can't cyclone them. The DH has Glimpse, Meld, Interrupts. The Arsham has Ground and Shear. These guys have a lot of ways to stop my cyclones. Now I want to show you guys how I utilize cyclones here, or how I land my cyclones and leverage them to win the game. So since the map is relatively small, it's going to be a really good idea to look for some cyclones here, because I can't really kite them out, so I'm kind of forced to play for cyclones. So here in the opener, I would like to clone the Boomy and go the DH, but I get stunned. I get out of that.
Full sheep lock on.
Yeah.
Booming here.
Big on DH, big on DH, right now.
Yep.
Nice. Okay, so the DH right there trinkets and pops Nether Walk. So let me go back 1 second.
Yep.
Trinket Nether Walk. So while I'm in this bash, I see the Trinket Nether Walk. The healer's covered in a sheep. I can cyclone this DH right here, so he can't get healed up. And then if my mage were to resheep, I can wild charge over and cyclone off and keep killing the DH.
Nice.
In this case, we didn't get a resheep, but I do get the cyclone on the DH.
He just didn't ask.
So I want to point out the other Boomy Cyclones too. Notice how I have Incarn up right now, and I have PI. So the Boomy cycloning me is a really smart idea because I still have DR to cyclone the healer. I could go for a cyclone here. But I won't because he has grounding and shear. So I'm not really looking to cyclone the healer here. Right now I don't really have anybody to cyclone because this guy's on Dragon's Breath DR, which DRs with Cyclone. This guy's still on Cyclone DR. And the Arsham probably won't get cycloned for free because he has a lot of interrupts. So I'm going to look to not cyclone right here. I'm going to look to play for positioning and for damage.
I'm cloned.
We're chilling. We got guarding up. Do whatever. So watch what I do here. Notice how I fake pretty early. I fake pretty early because usually when you fight a melee DPS, they'll kick around 30 to 40%. That's just usually that's what they will do. Some will kick really late, but it's a little bit more rare that they'll do that. Okay, that's DH kick and ground right there. So here I've been trying to go for a clone on the Boomy after that Dragon's Breath DR fell off, but as you can see, if I stand there for too long and I'm not getting the fake cast I need to get, so I faked the DH kick, but then they had a backup grounding totem, and then they wind sheared me after. So see what happens when I play in, going for cyclones for too long? My healer, since I'm playing in, gets dragged off the pillar and gets cycloned by the enemy Boomy. And then I'm also really low HP because I'm doing no damage, and I'm just spending all my time trying to get a clone. So right here, I spent a little bit too much time trying to get a clone there. What would have been better is that I were to run over here to these panel pillars and play for our mage to get a sheep and pull the healer off the pillar. I healed it. But so because I couldn't land a cyclone very quickly, our healer had to trinket to save me. This map is pretty small, so I kind of have to play for clones, but I can still do a better job. So here I cloned the Boomy because let's see, let me go back a second here. So the Boomy's casting cyclones. It probably isn't on me because I'm on DR, but it could be a reclone on our healer. It could be a clone on our mage. If it was on our healer, it could be pretty scary for me because I don't have regen or any buttons. So I'm cloning the Boomy here to kind of slow down the game. This is to kind of get back into like even momentum. And it's also free. So no DH kick, no grounding totem, no wind shear, no stun, no beam. It's a free cyclone. If there's no way for them to stop your cyclone, usually it's pretty good to cyclone the other Boomy trying to get the clones off because we don't have as many stops as they do and all theirs are down. So I'm just cloning Boomy here to get that free clone, and it forces his trinket because he wants to not fall behind by staying in a clone for too long. And so he trinkets that clone, and he clones me on the Guardian. So what this Boomy's doing this game, the enemy Boomy, is he's denying my cooldowns. Whenever I have Incarn up, he's trying to clone me. Whenever I have Guardian from our healer up, he's trying to clone me. Because if this clone sits and he swaps it to our healer, I'm going to have no skin, no frenzied regen, and no renewal. And they will 100% kill me if they have a stun. Yeah, they could Chaos Nova right out. So this clone by the enemy Boomy is, 1, it could serve as a clone swap. 2, it's kind of a low clone. 3, it's a clone on a defensive. So there's a lot of things we're doing here that this Boomy, like this clone right here, this Boomy does, has multiple, there's multiple types of this clone, all in one.
Okay. 1 DH. Sure. Sheep.
Okay. So he reclones. So when he's recloning a half like this, what it looks like they're doing is the Boomy's resetting the DRs, because previously, our healer trinketed about 15 seconds ago. So this Boomy's resetting DRs and cloning me on cooldowns here. So then he can swap the clone to our healer, maybe with a pre-CC from our Demon Hunter. Like, the Demon Hunter could incap our healer, and then the Boomy could clone, because the DRs will fall off, and then they can kill me with no cooldowns. That's what the enemy team is trying to do here.
He reverse. Okay. It's fine.
Yeah, so he's triple cloning, he's cloning our mage, and then he plans to swap the clone to our healer. That's what the enemy boom is doing. And our mage trinkets that clone because our mage knows that we're going to lose a lot of momentum if he just sits that clone. He'll have to trinket and stop on our healer or something.
Yeah. Clone DH, sure.
Here I clone the DH because I kind of see that they're, like, I kind of see that they are kind of ahead because they're getting a lot of clones off. So I'm cloning the DH to slow it down just a little bit and also reset the poly DR. Not only can you reset your own DRs, but you can reset your mage's DRs on the healer. Here I clone the Boomy because if the Boomy were to clone our healer, it would be really scary. And also cloning the Boomy here is a free Cyclone. DH has no interrupt. He could stun, but he actually can't, because I clone the DH, and then I swap the clone to the Boomy. So this is a clone swap right here. This basically, if I can clone for free, I will clone for free. And here I'm basically able to get a free clone swap. If I didn't clone the Boomy here, and the DH reconnected to me, then the DH would interrupt me, meld, glimpse, imprison me. He could do so many stops. But while this DH is cloned, swapping it over to the Boomy, while he can't do any interrupts and the Arsham's too far away, is super high value. Because I won't get another chance to get that clone off, so I might as well take it.
Dash for DH in like 2 seconds here.
Right here? One note on positioning. Look at the positioning right now. So I've done a clone swap from a DPS to the DH. This won't happen in every game, but if we take a look at positioning, I'm bringing the kill target or their pressure point all the way to the other side of the arena, away from their enemy healer. And this allows our healer to CC their healer when they try to like walk up and heal. So this is really good positioning by us. We've got the DH really far from his healers, so now their healer is getting CC'd for free. If I were to go and Cyclone the healer, it would be a really bad idea because they're training me. If they're training me and I have another caster on my team, I should not be the one CCing. At least for the most part. I'm looking for free Cyclones. So see how I fake cast early there? I'm fake casting early because the DH keeps kicking early. So I'm fake casting earlier and earlier and earlier. So that was like a 20% fake cast right there.
So good, so good.
Resetting skin.
Okay.
So see how the healer crosses to save his DH? Look where we're positioning now. All the way to the opposite side of the map instantly.
Ring healer maybe? Got.
Nice, yeah.
Blasting.
Okay. So notice how as soon as he presses blur, I'm kind of walking up here. I'm kind of walking up because I probably want to clone the DH here. Yeah, I clone the DH right away. The DH with blur up, he probably won't die. Any defensive cooldown up, any offensive cooldown, it's probably not a bad idea to Cyclone it, especially the defensive ones. If they have a defensive cooldown up, they'll likely play super aggressive because they can't really get punished. So we're putting this DH in timeout right here. And again, we'll see the same clone swap happen.
clone boomy now. We go DH.
So if I were to let this clone fall off, and then I just try to keep going DH, I just let the clone fall off, keep hitting DH, what would happen is I won't be able to clone this Boomy here on its bark skin. So the Boom is immortal, cloning my mage, doing damage. Instead, I'm going to break the CC chain on my mage, and I'm going to swap the clone to the Boomy, because this is the last chance I have. If I don't clone him now, I won't get it for a long time. With Grounding Totem, Shear may be coming up. I guess he has him, but I think he's more focused on our mage. But the DH would stop me if I weren't to clone swap right there.
Pulling healer. Standing on this healer. Kill this.
I have stun now.
Clones me here.
Yeah, so he clones me here. He's cloning me here, so it's enabling his DH. This is not really, I don't have this written in the guide, but this, when you're playing with a melee DPS, it's a double caster. So we're playing double caster, he's playing Boomy DH. If you clone one of the casters while the DH is hitting the other, I can't clone the DH. So he's preventing me from peeling the DH off of our caster with either damage or with cyclones. So this Boom is doing a really good job of supporting his Demon Hunter.
Damage here. I can get us something.
Here, notice positioning again. See where we have the DH and see where the Archon way back there. We're kind of playing this DH for positioning this whole game.
I'm just dragging the DH.
Maybe. Yeah, I can stun whenever.
Yeah, I'm just dragging him out of Earthen maybe. Nice. Killing him.
So we almost get the kill. See how threatening that go is when we play for positioning? If that Demon Hunter was right over there and I was standing in trying to fake cast clones, do all this stuff, it'd be really hard. Instead, we're looking for free clones. One thing you can do as well is you can use your Mass Entanglement on the DH, and then you can Cyclone him. So like Mass Entanglement, Wild Charge away from his interrupt range, and then you can clone the DH. That's one really big thing to do into DHs. Since I'm playing with a Frost Mage, you don't see it very often, but if I were to play with a DH myself, and I'm fighting another DH Boomy, I would want to root the DH, Wild Charge out of his kick range, and then Cyclone him.
Okay. We can maybe go healer soon too. We can actually, like, I bash too.
Okay.
So here, look what the Boomy's doing. Look what the Boomy DH are doing. See how they clone me here?
We can actually, like,
Watch what the Boomy does. What kind of clone is this right here? Clone swap. They're going for a clone swap. They did it too late. Usually don't want to stun the healer for the clone swap unless it's your bash. You want to use like in-cap from the DH on the healer if you're going to do a clone swap, but they didn't do it very well, so they don't get it.
Double. We going healing?
Yeah,
I'm trying. I see. I can. Nice. You're stun.
Okay.
You got this?
And then eventually we get the kill here.
Nice. Oh my god.
So the cloning, it looks really complex, but most of the time it's taking the free clones and enabling your teammate. So the Boomy was trying to enable his DH the whole game and look for clone swaps. And then for our team, I'm looking for a lot of clone swaps from the DH to the Boomy because the DH has a lot of interrupts and the Boomy doesn't have very many. And I'm also looking to clone defensive cooldowns like the DH's Blur, his Nether Walk. And when I can't get a Cyclone, I'm looking to position like outside. I'm looking to play a little bit further out and let my other caster do more CC. When you don't have DRs, it's just not worth it to go in and spam fake for clones or fake kicks for clones because they're just all on DR. There is one exception to that, and you could fake kicks before the go or tank kicks before the go, before you have DRs up. So as soon as you do have DRs up, you can get a Cyclone. But I don't like to do that very often because often they'll have more kicks or stuns, or maybe they'll just kill you because you're staying so far in for so long. So yeah, that's a little bit on cycloning. And yeah.